run up and neighbors I tell her say something in Ghana Road when she turn her back and such. And he say, yes, mommy, education is key. Me agree with you. But mommy, there's something that you never tell me yet. I mean, know that as a fact, mommy. I say, what? Education is key, mommy, but please, Jesus, please, let me just hang out a little bit now because the friends pick the lock. You need the friends to pick the lock. No, that's true, that, you know. That's true. You can't just tell them social education. Network. Because you could have degree like what come through your nose. Now have network and you see how the degree them help you. Lie me tell? Chop your lie me tell? Eh? Okay, no, we have the degree and them have the network. What go on, Trappy?
What go on?
So you have to tell them the two things, network and education. Lock and key. You can do that now? Just choose wisely them network. Good morning, Denise. Good morning, India. Good morning, Cleve. Trappy, you ready, baby? Who you go now? Shensi or Tanya? Tanya for 8 o'clock and Shensi now. Go on then now.
Girl can't see me and cause trouble.
Happy birthday, Shensi.
And Jones and me want on them. Me no love chat up, me I want them. Tell them this a real Shenyang and them. Girl can't see me and cause trouble.
Morning, India. Morning, Litika. Litika. You get it? Morning. And Denise. Please. And please me. My next DJ, no, Litika is not my man. My next DJ, I have 2 great DJs. One is Xavier, and one is Tropic. Oh, and I'm married. I'm not available. But go and love me. Bless up yourself. When it's done, you want more.
I don't want to share it. Me no care once me and you
I appreciate you for
you're gonna talk next segment?
no.
Why not?
Coming forward, that's not. Come forward and tell me all of these. What am I protecting and name and share? And protect somebody else. Bother me for my children. For my neighbor's children. And don't think you do me a favor. Because no man never abuse me at my age. But you will be doing somebody else a favor.
And she don't say much.
You understand what I say? That part about me. And honestly, it's not even about them first. Let me know I know that trouble. We just want to know say, save my children from that.
Yeah, but I know.
And you understand what I mean?
I think it's our namesake that them up with around there. That's not fair to him too, which is why yeah, fear that them up with is our namesake.
Oh, God, the closest.
Yeah, I just found that something was doing.
I don't know. As I said, don't tell me if the person is no longer an influencer. Yeah, but I'm saying if the person is no longer an influencer, don't tell me. Wait as long as they still have an opportunity to do the same thing with somebody else.
Margaret's the eye trapping and answer Margaret.
But it's sweet.
What's that thing I love?
In a year, alligator leather. Then you watch the lady where answer the man about her son. The lady that answered the man about her son. You watch that? Remember the little boy that his face was bruised up?
Yes, the dancer's son.
Yeah. So the mother come forward now. When you see a yummy, you say that.
Yeah, sure. Send it to me, please. Send it to me, please.
Send it, sir. You don't want to lose your brain cell.
No, please, beg your pardon.
Some of the page.
Christy, a long time I don't see that Christy in the our COVID. Barry, how come I don't see you?
The birthday. The man bought some party. I just come in and put my foot and I'm going to party.
You lie! You lie!
So me, I go let you be with the next time. The point is not to be unfair. Never just to front your face, you should have well grateful. The fact is that you're invading on
You know why
my
it's like you are.
When
You're
you're
going to
saying
say.
I got respect for me. You must be see where you're not be sick. Then you're hurt, then you're not hurt. You're not to man, them a dirt. When you feel rest, the next man in the world. When you hear me in the night, and before you alert. You lie. So you trust me, but best if me try. You lie. If you claim so you're ready, then why you spy? You lie. It's a bird you want, so you won't have to try.
And it comes from the soul. You know what I'm saying?
Whenever you search your phone, you need trouble with your own. Say you're a big man, but your action show me say you're not fully grown. Beat once, twice, not back again. All when they greet you, a search for problem. Don't share to me, I know. Complain, so me left to me, I don't want friend. Them sick of me, I beg. Big girl get outside. Them sick of me, I beg God now make you get rid of me. And not everybody get my energy. Me love my own company. Them go bad mind. Poor yo, you not like me, I me even know yo. Full of bad spirit like no pig grow yo. Me a side and show yo. Ah, these folks say make them vex. One company like say I can test. When me do good, that get them press. Can't mind them own damn business. So them text. Big girl get upset. Them sick of me. I beg God now make you get rid of me. And not everybody get my energy. Me love my own company. Them go bad mind. Poor yo, you not like me, I me even know yo. Full of bad spirit like no big grow yo. Me a go strive and show yo. Ah, this success, make them vex. Compete like say I contest. When me do good, that get them praise. Can't mind me that own damn business. So them text it, but me bless. If I know me, I got alone can't stop this. Can't stop watch me and go obsessed. If you get them address, them life is a mess. Now I feel no mind, see the reading and your eye. Hate me through me, I try when my struggle of my life. Never full of lies, but the Bible make me wise. Destiny child me as to survive. Yet for me rise like a the revival. Two of them wish say me did suicidal. Me no need friend, cause to me that no vital. Anything we say, try know that final. So pray, no matter what you say. I pray I carry me. If on with this and iniquity, are the success. Make them make my success. Make them make I shall see her. First thing in the morning, when I wake up, thank God for life. Look in the mirror, say yes, I'm the best. Bring to my blast.
Jamaica Mountain Peak puts you on the ginger. Your everyday immunity booster. The time by Jamaica Mountain Peak Ginger Turmeric Teas is
8 o'clock in Jamaica, India. Lithika, what time is it in India? I know it's evening, right? So good evening to you, good morning, and good afternoon to those in the UK. It is great to have you in Jamaica. You know this. No, look here. You're blessed. You're too blessed to be stressed. So in Jesus' name, don't tell people you're stressed. You know, I hate that. Oh, you didn't miss stress. No, don't wear stress. Don't wear it like a perfume. Don't wear it like lotion. It's going to cling to you. So just say, I'm blessed.
To an exporter, a micro, small, or
Say your
medium-sized
best.
enterprise engaged in primary production or manufacturing? Do you want to learn more about the incentives available to the productive
All the
sectors?
pussy
Then join
there.
the Jamaica Customs Agency and other entities for an online public forum on incentives and productive inputs relief on Thursday, October 14, 2021, from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, under the theme Incentives and Productive Inputs Relief. Who stands to benefit? Log on at www.jacustoms.gov.jm to register and take your business to the next level. That's the Jamaica Customs Agency's Triple C online series. Click, connect, and converse with Customs, October 14 from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. This is a forum you should not miss. Jamaica Customs, keeping our customers in focus.
Stay focused. Stay focused.
Rio Hotels loyalty sales are back. Get an extra 15% off using promo code 15RC in our all-inclusive Rio Hotels in Ocho Rios, Montego Bay, and in Negril. Sign up for free to our Rio Class loyalty program and book before October 4th on Rio.com or call us at 940-8019. Join now and get 50% off using the promo code 15RC.
Okay, let's do another custom.
Are you an exporter, a micro, small, or medium-sized enterprise engaged in primary production or manufacturing? Do you want to learn more about the incentives available to the productive sectors? Then join the Jamaica Customs Agency and other entities for an online public forum on incentives and productive inputs relief on Thursday, October 14, 2021, from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, under the theme Incentives and Productive Inputs Relief. Who stands to benefit? Log on at www.jacustoms.gov.jm to register and take your business to the next level. That's the Jamaica Customs Agency's Triple C online series. Click, connect, and converse with Customs, October 14 from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. This is a forum you should not miss. Jamaica Customs, keeping our customers in focus.
Benton, my darling, I'm coming to you in 1 minute. I'm trying to set up my Bluetooth here. All right, sweetie, does he stay on the line? All right, so don't move, please, don't move. Yeah, we're good. This is on. So by the time I'm done, Benton, you should be done with that, right? No, don't put 90 again.
That's right, man. That's right.
And certainly want to say good morning to one of Jamaica's best dancers ever. And you know, from you say dancing mama knows who that is. Want to say good morning to Benton. Good morning, Benton.
Good morning, Jenny.
It's so good to have you alive and well and with us. Oh, Father, we bless your name. And we thank you because you are good. So, Benton, when I saw it circulating that you needed blood, I got the two emotions. I went through two emotions. One, I was very upset. I went through okay. I went through two things, right? One, um, I got upset because I consider myself one of your moms. And worse because you started with me with dancing dynamite and you were at Edna. So when I met you, Benton, you were like 18, 19.
18 is correct.
You had only just left high school and you were dancing at Edna. So I was upset and offended when Kimbe or whoever, Kimiko, sent you to Smile Jamaica and I didn't know that you needed blood. So I was vexed. And then I got very concerned. So I called and I asked how you were doing. And then I hear I can call you. And that was yesterday. So to God be the glory that you're good. How many persons responded to the cry and your call for blood when you were in the hospital needing blood?
I don't know the actual number, but it's a lot of people.
Yay. So it's your chance to tell them thanks.
Grateful and thankful for the support I've gotten.
But you are Benton though. And you all need to know that Benton is so gifted. Not only did he place high in the dancing and mass competition, he went on from there as an Edna Manley School of Dance graduate to be a part of Lion King. How was that experience for you as a part of the dance cast for Lion King, Benjamin. You actually don't live here, you live in Europe. Talk to them, no, my friend. Talk to them.
Well, it was a life changing experience, coming from a very small island, Jamaica, and being able to grasp the international stage in such a manner. It was such an amazing, life changing, life opening experience to be able to do a Broadway musical, not just a Broadway musical, but the number one Broadway musical globally. I was able to do it in the UK, in Switzerland, Holland, and then now I'm doing the international tour.
So you're still with Lion King.
Yes, I am.
So COVID has not affected Lion King.
COVID has, because we have been performing for 18 months, but this past March we were in New Zealand. So the international tour was the first Broadway show to reopen since COVID. So we were in New Zealand from March until the end of July. That's when I came to Jamaica, because we're currently on a break.
Okay.
To go to South Korea, which is next month.
You need to send me a clip, please, so I can put it on the Dancing Dynamite's page. Must. And you know I'm the.
Send picture.
But you have never sent me anything. You travel up far and forget Jamaica. You're one of those. Love you, Ben.
Forget home. That's why I'm here though.
I know. And then you got sick. No, how uncanny and how sad is it? I hated that you decided to come home to rest and enjoy Jamaica and get sick in Jamaica. I hate that. What caused you to be sick though? You've been dancing all over the world on Lion King stage as one of the top dancers, and then you come home and get sick. But what the hell is that though? What happened?
I know. I think it was a combination of a few things. So in 2017, I was diagnosed with aplastic anemia. So aplastic anemia is a very rare autoimmune disease where your bone marrow doesn't produce enough red blood cells on a daily basis. So I would produce the cells today, and they would die by this evening, which in regular healthy or healthier people would have those same blood cells that you produce this Friday. They would live on for at least 7 days. But for aplastic anemia patients, we produce the red blood cells today, Friday, and they would die by this evening. So that keeps our blood level low. As a result of that, you have constant headaches, dizziness, lightheadedness, and some people will even pass out, but I've never passed out. Luckily for me, because my body is so physically strong, because I've been dancing for
years of exercise. Yeah. So how you develop that though? Because you've never had that. So how do you develop that? Is it that you are not eating properly, going all over the world, not taking care of yourself, the rigorous hours? Talk to me. Or is it just something that the body does?
Yes, something that the body does. Apparently, it just stays dormant in your body, and it just chooses to come alive whenever it. Because I was sick in 2017, I had the flu, so the doctor said that the flu triggered it. You don't know for sure if it's a disease that is hereditary, because only 100 doctors globally know about it.
So your doctor is in Belgium, you said?
It's in Holland.
Holland. So, but you're concerned that you got blood, but you needed, was it 4 quarts of? Tell me now. Tell me about that now. In terms of what is it that concerns you?
I was admitted last week at the hospital. I needed 4 pints of blood, and because I'm also O negative, which is the rarest blood type, and knowing the Jamaican population, that we're not really a population of people who donate or give blood on a regular basis, the blood bank is in a dire need for blood.
Always.
So because it's the rarest blood type, they released or sent over 2 pints of blood for me initially, and then they couldn't send over anymore because
they didn't have enough O negative blood.
Ask people to go out and donate, to which a majority, but I also got enough or sufficient O negative to go and donate.
So some O negative came forward.
Right. So at the moment, I'm no longer deemed critical or an emergency. So as a result of that, blood bank won't release more blood to me.
So you have two. What's the measurement? You have how many?
I got 2 pints, and I still am in need of 2 more.
All right. So why do you think you are in need of 2 more pints of blood?
Because of my blood level at the moment, after receiving the 2 pints, right now I still can't even. My levels are still too low for me to fly for a long haul flight.
So who's gonna have blood bank release the next 2?
At the moment, to go and get better care treatment.
So with whom have you spoken to tell them give you your 2 pints of blood? With whom have you spoken?
I've many people have reached out to the blood bank, and I've heard many stories about the reasons behind myself not being able to get the blood. So at this point, I don't even know what to believe anymore.
But did you call the blood bank to ask them why and when are they going to release the next 2 pints?
Um, because I'm not critical, that was the last information I got from the blood bank. Because I'm no longer deemed critical, they won't release anymore to me. So unless my levels go low again and I'm admitted back into the hospital, then I'll get that because I need to save the O negative for emergency cases. So gunshot wound victims, people who are in our
Yes.
surgery.
So that's why it's a bank. You got a store. So what's your take? What's your plan for you though with this? And you mustn't put this mentally in your head, no, because you can make yourself unwell by thinking unwell. So what's your plan to stay alive and to not have the fear that you have 2 less pints of O negative blood in you hinder you? What's your plan?
So here's the thing also. I have a praying mom. And because of her, my faith is very strong.
Amen.
And right now we're currently working on using home remedies. So the Jamaican food, the ground provision, the green,
The liver and the kidney, them something there.
chicken and beef liver, beetroot juice,
Yes. Beetroot.
working almost everything that I eat at the moment.
Good.
So we're doing the home remedies to make sure that I sustain the level I'm at right now and improve it on a daily basis.
And then you go back for a check to make sure it's okay to fly.
So with the grace of God and the home remedies and my praying mom, I will get to a level without
The 2 pints.
in fact need, and I'll be able to travel soon.
So did you talk to your doctor in Holland about this?
I spoke to them yesterday. Yesterday was the last time I spoke to them.
And what did they say? That they say it's okay?
My level right now is okay, but it's still not okay enough to travel. So they're just asking to keep them updated. And once I start feeling the symptoms again, I should go and get my blood tested to see where my levels are and keep them posted.
Okay. What about a private doctor? Because that was a public institution. What about a private doctor here to make sure that private doctor speaks with your private doctor in Holland? Isn't that what you're doing? But do you think that's a better way to do it? And then you could get what you actually need rather than the public forum. Am I correct about that?
Actually, I'm heading to see a hematologist today in Kingston.
That's right.
But my worry still is if I need the blood, they still need to go to the blood bank to get that.
No, but your private doctor will insist on that. You don't have to worry about that. Leave that to administration. They can deal with that. You just concentrate on making sure you report it, making sure you stay alive, making sure you pick the right persons who are practiced and specialize in the area. That those are the things you got to do to stay alive. So put that in place, and then the rest will take care of itself.
Indeed, that's into Kingston to see a hematologist, which is a blood specialist.
Can't go wrong. And then that person will make the decision right. Love you, Benton, from all of Dancing Dynamites, Jenny Productions, and the Mighty School of Dance. Stay big, stay large. Keep on representing us on the international. How does he feel about James Bond? That girl, Tara. Tara is your friend, I'm sure. Who did piece of the choreography for Bond?
She's also in the Lion King. So, we're just making big moves,
Yes.
putting our country on a bigger scale, a bigger platform, so that the world sees that Jamaica will little but with Talawa.
Look here, Ada Rampant, send my videos. I want to put it on Dynamite's page now. Send them, please. Benton, I love you. Stay alive. Please stay alive.
I will.
All right, bye-bye. There we go. And one of our Dynamites. So let me tell you, Dynamites are just so spectacular. Truffy, you never know that he's doing that, right? You never know this, right? Very dear to me. And I try to keep up with who's in France and who's in Belgium and I so do. But right about now, Truffy, where you up to? I'm afraid of you. So we're going to play some music. And then we're going to play an interview done. What's the name of the young lady what's her name? Shanna or something like that? Yeah, Shanna. With Tanya Stevens, who said that she was raped when she was 17 years old. Yeah, listen up. What if Tanya would talk to me? You think she would? I don't see why she shouldn't. But let me just reach out to her and tell her I'm going to play anything here if she has any views on that. Stand by. Yeah, we're going there. We're playing music first. We're going to play some Tanya. We're going to do Tanya now and then jump in with it.
You see you, Jennifer.
What me do?
You see you, Jennifer.
I call Tanya for you.
I don't like your style.
I don't know
you see,
who affect you know me.
You see, you have a little style
Look
I don't like.
Kuguyo.
I don't like your style,
Kuguyo
Jennifer.
from Africa. You see, so me sit down here, my two hands on my
Jennifer.
side. Hello.
Jennifer, where you touch your button?
Go and blame me.
Let's put them on them face again. You don't know, we need them as a spending friend.
Jenny from the block is here. Fitzroy, thank you.
Make sure you're looking fine. Cause you know I've been wine. They make a man walk in the home. You can dress in a latest design. Man wants every girl in line. But you wanna come to find. We don't tell them from when that dollars we are different. Now we not stop hustling, we back up spending. Next Monday as a video, I see me then. We know in a second, we should have been out of them. Them can't understand why them can't comprehend. So we break it down simple and tell them about. We walk on in school, so we look how we spend. Looking money first and then come back and let's go to open up this world series. I see the events. Walk them and talk about them. So we can't take your find you somewhere. What if you're right? Someone said them are right, I'm on the flip side. All I did to them is all you want to know you bother. So if them want you bend down, y'all know if them all go. Y'all don't bother. And when you buck them a road and them a bus mother, just chat them with your friend, y'all and give. That's how you want the upper and right, you know. Yeah, you never bother, so we can't get no. They stop himself and that's a big stuff. They can't take every work and them women. They can't get the freshman sitting and start drink up mutton. Get one tree and I move like a button. Cause the niggas will pass your belly button. One, that's something more. One, that's something. Freshman sitting and a simple sitting for a freshman sitting. Freshman sitting and a simple sitting for a freshman sitting and a easy sitting.
Send me more videos and come send the champion and come. When them go till a man in the doctor and a bottom. Who can stand the better run? Now no time to give me phone. This load when you move this load it man. The girl them a run because them love how me say. Every president come to them my way. In a me mansion them want come back.
Watch out now.
I want to be no come. One thing we match up and swear every jump. The girl that me cock as ice as on me come. That me to the test and swear me never come.
Yeah, the comes up dangerous in the mind.
Make sure I be every.
Now we can't manage you.
Now we tell me I go help you over the young.
You know, try and tell the most come. Trap it better in the and a singer, but I call your community. Which one do you think say the most come? That means you don't use come. You don't need it yet.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because I said Port Royal. If you want find conk.
Oh, let me hear you say now.
Oh, you text along. I say. Money Port Speaking of player, Tanya Stevens interview done.
Action, speak louder than not.
That is stirring quite a bit.
Excellent performance.
At every level. From legal level, judiciary level, entertainment fraternity, be a speculation about this. Only but interesting points in it. That girl is so bright. That is so bright.
Woman, them on the length and strength. Action.
Rambo no very strong-headed. Have her own definitions of stuff, and she don't care. Chop, I hope you edit the interview. Good job. So yeah, we really try to interview this piece that we're gonna give to you, the listeners. Ready, drop it.
At least you smell good with the degree from the supermarket. But they come out with these useless degrees and they can't get a job. And when they do get a job, the job is not really hinged on their degree. The job is hinged on them being willing to take up the man who gives them the job. So the young boys and girls are being preyed on because their parents set them up for that. And their parents, God bless their hearts, they didn't mean any harm. They didn't know they were doing that, but they created, it's like we have a production line of fodder for the predators.
Yes.
And they come out, there's one, Jamaica has one famous predator who I met when I was a teenager. And but he's famous. Like everybody knows he's a predator. And they speak about him behind his back. And then when I talk about him, people say, so why don't you report him? I'm like, to whom? I've been in his presence in political circles. The high-ranking police officers were there and high-ranking politicians were there. And they're his friends. Who do I tell on this guy? Who do I tell? You know, we speak off at the tops of our heads. And we say all these fantastic sounding things like, we're really about our business. And we mean it, you know, and you're talking a lot, but you're doing nothing. Like, girl, I'm doing everything I can. I make myself available to the victims, facilitate, try to help them to get to the place where they can press charges. We can't. I try everything. That's the we have a society that accommodates them.
The only thing you can do at that point is leave that to God, because like, what else do you feel powerless?
Well, I'm never gonna stop trying because I know that the one is out there. Listen, Jamaica is a strange place, you know. Jamaica pretends to be the most religious place on the earth, the last bastion of morality. It's not. It's a festering turd. There's so much wrong with us. And I am Jamaican and I love my country. And there's so many good people here, but there are also so many bad people.
Yeah.
And the good people are enabling the bad people because they don't want us to speak about any of the problems.
Because they're scared.
No, they're pride. They have this false pride. Like, they can't wipe the dirty linen in public.
It's fair. It has to be fair. The only
I don't know.
Speaking up and telling the truth is fear of being looked at, is fear of being ridiculed, is fear of being, you know, the minority versus the majority. You know, it's the only thing to me is fear that would hold you back. So, you know.
So their fear supersedes their will to do right by this child that they see getting molested. Like they see a big man with a little girl and them say, yo, them little girl that just love big man. Like, what?
That narrative is so disgusting to
Jesus Christ.
Instead of teaching your sons not to be rapists and predators, you're going to tell your daughters, not, oh, you dressing like this, don't dress like this, don't act too grown, or what? Oh,
first of all, the first time I got raped,
oh God,
I look like I'm coming from church. Yeah, I can talk about it now. Honestly, it took a while to be able to say that without flinching.
Oh.
And it was somebody I trusted. It's not straight. It wasn't strangers who hurt me. This is somebody I trusted. So I was just coming in the music business, and I was coming from the country, moved to Kingston. I was brought to my sister's house first as a babysitter, for her daughter, my niece, and in the process of babysitting, she ended up sending me to a fashion design school in Hertfordshire in Kingston. And I would go to school in the morning. I dropped my niece at her school, and then I go to my school 3 days a week, and then I go back to my niece's school and wait until her school is over, and then I bring her home. And I started on the mornings that I didn't have school, because it was only three days per week school. I started searching around for a studio to go to. This is when I was just trying to break into the industry. And I found one at the top of Maxfield Avenue in Kingston, near Hertfordshire, New Name Music, Chester Brown Studio. Miss Dawn Henry was there at the time. And I started going there. So there was one artist there. Now, at the time, there were 3 big artists, really huge artists in Jamaica. Shabba Ranks was the king. Patra was the queen. She was next to Shabba. And then there was another guy next in line. And he became my mentor.
Uh-huh.
He became my mentor, and he used to call me his little sister, and I believed it. I really believed it. So at one point when I turned 17, my big sister, who I was living with, said she didn't realize I was that young. She thought I was like turning 20 or something. So turning 17 meant I couldn't go to the studio anymore. I was devastated because that was the only thing that in my life that was actually good.
Right.
And I went to the studio one last time and I told them like, listen, I can't come anymore. My sister has forbidden me. This is it for me, guys. It was really nice. And my mentor said, no man, you want me to come talk to her? And I'm like, you would? No, my sister, my auntie, every woman in my family loves him. So I was like, yo, surely if him come and talk to me, my good.
Yeah.
My good. So he said, yeah, man, of course we'll come and talk to your sister. I'm like, oh, good. So that evening he brought me home and he sat and he talked to my sister. And he took responsibility for me. As she
It's 92.
We're gonna give it the other portion another day because the other portion outlined how it was done. I mean, in terms of the detail, how this individual spoke of um, actually took her to the house and she cried for rape. She bawled out a couple of times. She was beaten, she said. And then Trumpy, we gotta find that part. I'm not sure why it ended there. I don't even know where I found it again because I was just scrolling through and I woke up on that. Um, and none of them, because she passed people when he was taking her there before he closed the door. And she cried out for it and she bawled out and she said she fought. But the person is big and strong. So she couldn't overpower the person. She stopped fighting and she just lie there and she just took it. And then the person actually bathed her himself. Truck, we have to find that part. Find that part for me. I'm not sure where I found this video. I was just going through. And the person bathed her himself. And Tanya is saying that's to remove evidence. And then he asked her after she was done if she's ready to go home. And she said no, because she wanted to get dark so that whoever the person's were that she passed, that they wouldn't see her condition. And then she went to him and she bathed some more. And that for me is just I asked somebody, another entertainer, what they thought about it, and then the person said, but that was like 30 years ago though. And then I remember Tanya did say that we got to be careful that we don't have a culture of rape. Because I was shocked that this other entertainer says, but that's 30 years ago though. That was just like I wasn't expecting that at all. And I said, well, rape is rape. Whether it's today, 30 days ago, it's still rape. I haven't looked at what else they've said. But I have Superintendent Stephanie Lindsay, whom I love dearly. Good morning, Superintendent Stephanie. I call you like all the time. I just love that you responsive. I love that about you. They better not replace you, put anybody else in that chair for a very long time until I retire. How are you?
No, man, I have good succession plan, man.
Oh, but you're awesome.
For me.
Media, and I think that's what I hate. I hate the people who are just so pen pushing. Oh, you gotta send a letter before that. Oh, you gotta give me. You are ready all the time, and I bless you up for that every time. So when I got this story, I said, Super, you gotta come back. I don't want propaganda story. I want people who are listening, perhaps who have been raped, to get the chance, like Tanya, to speak out even if it's 30 years later. Don't move. Let's find out what the law says about that. Let me tell them the time first. Stay right there. The 8:30 on Hits 92 FM. So Soup, you heard the rest of the story in terms of how it was done, how the person tried lured her to look at the new place he had purchased and then closed the door behind her and then assaulted her, beat her up when she tried to resist, and then she just stayed there, and then he bathed her off, wash her off himself. You've watched the video, am I correct?
Yeah, I saw the video. Actually, somebody sent it to me. I saw it.
But as a police, and I know police, you're very good at doing investigation, even if it is some things we don't know in the public or in the media. Have you investigated who that could possibly be?
All right, so it will have to start with her making a report to the police. I heard it by way of the video. Of course, at this point, it's an allegation. That's what is on the video. But when I saw the video, one of the things that came to me was she she never reported it to the police because somebody would have said at some point that if you report a rape, you will be raped by the system all over.
Yeah, and she said she heard that from I think a judge who was saying that to his children. She was there.
Yes. So I'm looking at it now and I said maybe that was the perception at the time because I know that sexual matter, those are very sensitive and personal matter. And even there was a time back then in the police force where a sexual offense report would be treated like any other report. You walk into a place and you're reporting, and everybody there just looking on. And that was what led to the creation of our no, Sisoka. It was first the rape unit, now it is the Sisoka Center for Sexual Offense and Child Abuse, where we recognize in law enforcement that when something like that happens to a person, the kind of psychological and emotional stress that it puts on the person, the shame and everything associated with it, it is something that needs to be dealt with very sensitive and in private. The good part of it, though, is that it's one of the offenses that you can report anytime. So it happened to you as a child. Once you can give an account of the matter and you come to the police and you make that report and they investigate and find that there is sufficient evidence, action can still be taken. So she can still report even today.
So would you like call Tanya Stevens and say, Tanya, this is out there, it's quite loud, it's also legal, and it has all these ramifications. It also has it for individuals. There's so many women who've been raped by men who have not spoken at all. I mean, Tanya is speaking out, what, 30 years later? So what about your responsibility, or is it from JCF's perspective to say, are you going to lodge a complaint? Are you going to come bring this to bear, bring this to the law? So therefore we can take it from the step of an interview to perhaps pressing charges. Would that be something that JCF does?
I'm not, well, what I know Jennifer Black will do now is that the fact that she comes out and she's talking about it probably is time that she probably thinks she needs closure. The way to get closure is to feel that you get justice for a wrong that was done to you. And in many instances, you can get that justice through the court. So if I was to speak to her, and probably, and I know a lot of people listen to your program, Jenny, and somebody may tell her that I think, as I'm a big fan of Tanya, because I'm a very big fan of hers, so can tell her that if she so desire, she can still report the matter to the police. That she can go to the Center for Sexual Offense and Child Abuse they are at Roosevelt Road. She can go there and report it. And I can tell you that the team there, very excellent team headed by Senior Superintendent Shannon. We have medical doctors, we have counselors, we have it's a one-stop shop. So it's not a case where you go there to report it and you're going to be sent to this entity, that entity, and another entity. Everything is done there is done in private. The victim feels dignity is respected, and they ensure that, so if she still feels that strongly about it, to be talking about it publicly after 30 years, he could still report the matter to the police. It could be investigated, and once there's a case, it will be placed before the court. So it's not because it's 30 years late. I mean, it is late. It's when she finds it within herself to treat with the matter. So that's what I would say to her.
Question. And I've heard it from somebody who works with children who have been abused and molested, that after you do the case and you go through the case, they feel like they've been raped again and they've been abused again. And this is somebody who works in with the system. This kind of process, will Tanya Stevens feel like she's being raped again by the time she starts going through the whole process of? Well, I mean, she gave it's vivid how she described. And let me tell you, I feel like I was in the room watching her fight this predator. When she talked about being beaten and she was just tired of him beating up and bawling out to rape and nobody came to her. Will she feel raped again? Is there any change in the system in terms of how you report rape 30 years, 20 years later? Because now we're saying, ladies, listen up. Superintendent Stephanie Lindsay is saying categorically, yes, yes, yes. And I'm saying it and you can confirm that if it is years later, we don't care what the number is, you can report your rapist. You can report. Am I correct, Superintendent?
Yes, you can. And I don't think you'll be raped by the system again.
Okay.
Because what happened is that rape matters are done in private, closed fields. It's a closed trial. Of course, what you'll find is that you have a trial, and the accused person is going to have a defense attorney that is going to prove that you are lying and you're making up stories that they're defending their crime. So a lot of times people don't feel comfortable about the process because for some people you have to relive the situation all over again because you have to give an account in a court to satisfy a tribunal that what you report is truth. What you went through, you have to explain it. So some persons would just want to not have to relive those moments again. But for a court trial, those will have to come up because that is what is going to satisfy a tribunal. And of course, what you live and your experience, you're going to have a defense that is going to try to say what you're saying is not true, this is not the case, and all of that. So that's what I think a lot of people refer to when they say this spiritual system.
Because that's going to be 1 versus 1. So it's my word against his word. Do you think it's too late for Tanya Stevens to report that? Because it's 30 years later, no witness is going to come forward and say, yes, we did hear her bawling out for rape. Yes, he did. He did bring her here when she was 17 years old. Where is it really going to go? Should she just continue to talk? Try to make sure she gets the therapeutic help that she can, whether it be through talking about it. Because really, tell the truth, Superintendent Stephanie, is it gonna go anywhere if she reports it now and brings this entertainer to the law?
All right, but
talk truth.
No, I can't speak to her specific case because we have not yet had a report to the police. But I can tell you that we have investigated sexual matter or rape matters that happened when people were children. And they were able to recall and give an account of the matter. And we have successfully prosecuted those matters in the court. So you can't determine what the outcome will be until first you have a sit down with the victim who gives an account. An investigation is done. And once the investigators are satisfied that a case can be made out. So once there is this, based on what the account you have given, all that, a case can be made out. Then they are going to put that matter before the court. And then at the end of that process, now a determination is made. You know, that it's not the police now that makes that determination. It's really the judge that sits on the case. So they are very experienced. And I know that the judges who sit on these matters, they are very well experienced and they know what to look for when they look at the evidence that's presented. So we can never know the outcome until we first start the process, officially start the process. You know, from a law enforcement perspective, and then we take it from there because it's all out there. She put out, I saw the video, it's out there, so you know it has generated a lot of discussion. That yesterday morning, about 20 persons keep sending me this.
Quick question, the last thing for those, since I only have like 10 seconds left with you, if women who have been violated years ago are willing to come forward with this, because that's a good thing about videos like this. When it is you have persons like Tanya speaking up, even if it's 30 years later, where do they call? Where do they go? So that we don't think that there's a system and a culture of rape. Because I hate that could possibly be so, because that's what Tanya feels, because she still feels like a victim. Where do ladies go? Which number? Just give me a number now, because we have them watching on YouTube. We have them listening on hits all over the world. We have them watching all over the world on Facebook. Where and which number do they call? Where do they run?
I don't have the number for Sitoka Andy because but you can go if you're physically going in, you can go to a police station and they'll direct you. But you can always call our 119 number and ask for a number for the Sitoka or the station where they can report. But they can report that any police station. They will refer you to where that matter is treated. But because I don't have the master number readily on hand, I will. You can.
Yeah, man, you can send it. All right, but you can just send it to me before the show is done. Yeah, please. So before the show is done, I'll do it. Even if it's 5 minutes before we get out of here. So you can. All right. God bless you. Thank you so much, Superintendent Stephanie Lindsay. Always ready. Always so very, very informed. And we thank you. You do such a good job, and you be safe as well. Okay, as you go through the paces of life as woman and police. Walk good. The last part of this horrific of awful ordeal. Ready, Choppy? I don't think she cursed in that last part. She did? Oh my God.
I guess some
you have to
minutes.
clean it up? Okay. So we're having to clean it up, which is why it's taking us a little while to give you the whole thing, guys. You know it's Tanya still. She talks. Yes. We can't play it all. So we're cleaning up as we go. And I'm standing by for the number to give to any other woman who, if you've lived this kind of victimization, if you've lived it for too long, and it's time to release it and to let it go. Stand by for that number. Ready?
It looked like a cross between a townhouse and apartment building. And he stopped outside of it on the curb. And I was sitting in the car and he jumped out and he started to run toward the building. And then he stopped and he looked like he was thinking, and then he came back and he said, "So you don't want to check out the place?" And I was like, "Okay." And he was like, "Yeah, man, come check out the place and you can give me some pointers and tell me what you think and what we can do with the place and stuff like, come in, man." I was like, "Oh, cool." This made me feel valid because I really was his little sister. I was a part of his process and he wanted my opinion on his place. And I was like, cool, I can't lie. I was impressed. I was affected because it felt like, yeah, this person actually saw me as an equal, as a part of his circle.
Yeah.
And I would. On the outside, at the landing in front of his door, there were some people see there's a balcony, a little railing. So some steps going all the way up the building, and on the landing in front of his door, there were some people. I can't tell how many people, maybe about four people. There was a woman there too. And I said, "Good afternoon," and we went in the door. When we went inside of the door, he locked the door. And that made me kind of pause a little bit. I was like, "What?" But then I thought to myself, "Oh, Kingston, you know them still here. You're a criminal." Right. You're a criminal. So he locked the door and then he started to show me around. Girl, when we reach the bedroom, it's a full on assault. Full assault. When I see this man speaking, and when I see Jamaica big him up sometimes and they act like he's such an upstanding citizen, who's a Christian man, he's a nice guy.
Christian?
I go bonkers. Because you see, no matter what nobody tells me, I know my experience. I was there, he was there, he knows my experience. We know what happened. Child, me defend myself. I was about 95 pounds. It's a big diesel, man. Thick, so muscle, nobody fat. And when it start, me decide, all right, you know how to beat me. Me give up. My boss, you know, I scream for help, my boss, people outside the door. You see me scream and boss, if I'm in, nobody answer. He just stop. Because when I had to wait until he kill me, I get the real licks. So I stop fight. And that continued for hours. For hours. I was locked inside of his new place that he was moving into and just violated for hours. And when him done, him hold me and lead me to the bathroom, put me in a shower himself and bathe me. No evidence, no left. Me get a proper scrub. Proper scrub. Who me did I go report him to? Remember I put the voluntarily, you know? Remember my ball for help and my ball for rape and nobody not send. So who me did I report him to and who was gonna be my witness? Remember this is a man who's adored by the 14 parishes and the diaspora. Who me I report him to? Me have an upcoming artist. You hear them say about the girl that going near Big Bill Cosby? So who me I report him to? Me an idiot. Now let me tell you the dialogue I had going into that experience. My big sister was a senior teacher at Ocean High School and I used to sit hang around her and other teachers. And one of her co-workers was the daughter of a judge, a magistrate. And I heard her say to the other woman, her daddy told her and her sister, if they got raped, do not go to the police, come to him. Because if they go through the system, they're going to be raped repeatedly by the system. That was the one dialogue I had in my head of reporting rape. I would never go to the police, not with that in my head. And that was a judge. So I went home with the conversation. Now listen, when When he finished and he made me beard, you know, he put me in one big t-shirt, his t-shirt. I had on a big old t-shirt. And I was just sitting in a corner, hug my knee and just a ball. My ball until no tears now come like me dry. And he asked if I wanted to go home, and I said no, because me never want to leave out until night. Me never want nobody to see my face. Like I felt dirty, I felt ashamed, I felt guilty. And I knew that people were there when I went in. And I was hoping that they couldn't remember my face. And if I came out in the darkness, they wouldn't be there, and nobody would see me, and I could just go home in anonymity. When I went home, I went to the shower again, and I showered. But I have no evidence. But I'm not. Who am I to? But poor. And I went voluntarily.
We stand by for the number from Superintendent Stephanie Lindsay. 30 years, 20 years, 15 years, it doesn't matter. Who is this predator though? And that keeps going through my head. Who was next in line from the shopper time? Who could that possibly be? She said Christian, she said Muscle, she said Biggs. We're looking at all of who could that be? Well, I hope it doesn't end there. And for those who have been living with your stories like Tanya, it's never too late to come forward. Never too late. So ignore those who will tell you it's 30 years, 20 years, and it's too late. It's never too late. Never.
Years free insurance, car accessories, gas vouchers. Really? Wow! Sign up for COK Auto Loan and you could win 1 year's insurance coverage, car accessories, or gas vouchers valued at $20,000. Apply today and be automatically entered to win monthly prizes and access financing for vehicles 2011 and newer. Promotion ends December 31, 2021. Conditions apply. Visit www.cokcu.com for details. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting Gaming and Lotteries Act.
One more and then you're done.
Rio Hotels loyalty sales are back. Get an extra 15% off using promo code 15RC in our all-inclusive Rio Hotels in Ocho Rios, Montego Bay, and the Negril. Sign up for free to our Rio Class loyalty program and book before October 4th on Rio.com or call us at 940-8019. Join now and get 50% off using the promo code 15RC.
No love with them, no. No beg, no friend, no. Ooh, I'm acting again.
Born all rapists.
Read this on the paper.
Don't like you're nasty, go down.
My bad, my couldn't hold it tears. Can't believe this is going in your world. Lord, my bad, my make up my mind. Never sleep or remind full time. That's if I go on your break and touch my child. You would have right me
that was in the house with that was in the workplace where that's the workplace where the men step at you or the boss molested you or stuff. Yeah.
Sleep for a man full time. That's if I want you my breaks and touch my child. You would have right me inside. Everybody on the line inside.
That's why I'm talking to the because Tanya and the others who don't like it.
Let me tell you about the things that make me more. Everybody on the line inside. Me get a chance, would I mute them? No pity, no remorse, no mercy. If we catch them, the police can't curse me. I could have stolen, I could have pulled, I could have rope. From you know them, no I them push them out. Cause everybody are inside. We do right and the wrong things bring it to us. You know me, I'm a healer inside. Let me tell you about the things that make me out. Everybody have a healer inside. We do right and the wrong things bring it to us. You know me, I'm a healer inside. Let me tell you no. I know some me not believe in the Lord. I know some me not believe in the Lord. My Some things when me I see I take me off. Them see the pick me them and them start get up. Oh, once a man, twice a child. Violate the old lady, turn round and smile. ETR, I baby them can't defend themselves. No, everybody have a healer inside. To the right and the wrong things bring it out. Me know me have a healer inside. I'm gonna tell about the things that bring him out. Everybody have a healer inside. To the right and the wrong things bring him out. Me know me have a healer inside. I'm gonna tell about the things that bring him out. We bring him out, yeah. Bring him out. The things that we bring him out. I've been telling about it. Yeah, I'm up for mine. Now I escape this time. Ooh, yeah. Hey. I'm beg no friend, no. Boy, I'm acting again, but oh Lord, no ball when me read this on the paper. And she said, baby, I raise my nature. Lord, my ball, I couldn't hold the tears. Can't believe this is going in your world, chat. Lord, my ball, I make up my mind. Now go sleep or a man full time. That if I want you go bright and touch my child, the mother rise the inside. Cause everybody have a healer inside. To the right and the wrong things bring it out. We know me have a healer inside. Let me tell you about the things that we bring it out. Everybody have a healer inside. To the right and the wrong things bring it out. We know me have a healer inside. Let me tell you about young girl, wanna fool ya. Nobody. That man where a guy was sexy could be twice your daddy. No time rough like Greta. Plus your mama don't want me. I beg you don't make them come this up your body. And you don't demand.
No, when you lick it down yesterday, I thought put me because all of the kids are there. No, the lightning.
Yeah, it was terrible. We have more today.
Yeah, man, you shut it off anyway.
Yeah, we're underground parking lot.
And then I knew Kingston. I drive to us somewhere. Right upon. Just opposite Pulse of us song. Coming like one get one food.
Y'all have a great one. Of course, we're still live on YouTube. Be blessed. Yes. Wow. Walk far from trouble. Don't lie down. Don't volunteer to be a victim. Don't be afraid to fight back. Fight back. Yeah. Give us a dose of
You're just a waste man, a waste man. I'm not talk. If you don't know them till you want, no matter where till it's too late. I don't know if it's only alarm. I'm not talk. Know them till you want. And if you don't want to dance, I think you was certain. Dirty man. Leave the people think they have alone. You little dirty man. Leave the people think they have alone. Sorry to let you down, I'm a big man. That is not expected of a big man. Your sunshine, you're not a big man. Little girl, I could be your daddy. I even 3 years older than your daddy. So if you're looking for a sugar daddy, just try and find some other somebody. I have daughters and they are beautiful. So you be careful of the advice you take and the choice where you make. And I hear for your piggy bank full. If you want come around it, call the Uncle Tony. Anything we do you, never you know who me. Don't want to fool.
To get paper and pen and get your notes on your phone ready. I'm going to give you the numbers for those who feel that they're something is going on next door that's not so right. Because we like the nosy neighbors. The nosy neighbors, we're going to be giving you numbers. If you feel like there is abuse going on or somebody is being raped, or if it is there was a rape and you want to report it, or you were raped, you have not yet reported, I'm going to give you these numbers. Stand by.
Never you ever make any peer pressure. Make you do what you don't want to. Avoid any stupid flashes of pleasure. If we come back to haunt you. Right now, I am book and school you belong. If you say you have to look down, save yourself for the man you're going to love. When excitement is not love. You want come around it, call you out to tone it. Anything they give you, never you know own it. No more of food, and me ever hear through, and me hate the macaroni. So let me tell you this, sorry to let you down, but I'm a big man. That is not expected of a big man. Can't sanction that man, a big man. Working coffee, much action. Oh, sorry to let you down, but I'm a big man. Nobody don't be set me thinking it a big man. Just get you can't say me just a sing song. Man, a big man. I would prefer take you home to your parents. That to tell you never go and help your parents. Big man thing, a big man thing, and my thing different from Winston thing. Now you are the edge, so I encourage you to be no sexless. Just don't get carried away tonight. All of your head, your future bright. You wanna come around and call me. Anything me give you, never you know owe me. No more love, food, and me have a ear through the bed, no macaroni. I tell you that, sorry to let you down, but I'm a big man. That is not expected of a big man. Can't sanction that, not a big man. Raise up the much action. Oh, sorry to let you down, but I'm a big man.
Woman's Inc. Can I give you this number 876? All right, write this down. Woman's Inc. And those issues definitely want to call a Woman Inc. 469-1471. 876-469-1471. Woman Inc. and the Crisis Shelter. You want to make sure you're hanging on to this number. Again, 876-469-1471. Hear the Children's Cry, 876-294-8125. Again, Hear the Children's Cry, 876-294-8125. We got more to give you, but I want you to make sure you write those down, save them. We're going to make sure we empower you on this station and not just bringing stories. We want to make sure that you're safe and that our kids are safe. So y'all make sure you stand by. But write those down, store them, hang on to them, and please be safe.
Don't
talk war. Don't talk war. That's why I said you. You're not probably
Have a great weekend. It's time for us to get out of here. Stand by for explosion, y'all. Tropical, be well, be strong.
Blessings.
Stay focused, Trappy.
Full of all the exposed to them.
Oh, pray the Lord cover you and cover mommy and the whole family. Yeah, we pray as well for you listening to Hits 92 FM. Thank you for choosing us all over the world, wherever you are. Got more. This is the station that gives you the most substance. If you want to connect with Jamaica, this is the station that helps you to connect. We do real Jamaica radio. We do real. Stay with us. And you have a great and a safe weekend. We'll see you soon, okay? Blessings.
In a short dress, just like a money, and
y'all take good care. Blessings to you. Bye, Donna, Slick Star, Sandy. All of you, thanks for logging on. Buck up here. Again, soon. Try to say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Over here.
Jerome.
No.